It's starting to feel more like fall outside, so it's time to get our homes looking like fall.
Designer Trevor Hill joins us today with some fun fall decor, and we've been talking about all the fun because you've got some really unique pieces. But we want to talk first about our front steps and just kind of, you know, or the porch.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Right. So one thing I always say, especially if you have steps, make sure you are having it interesting for your guests to come. So I love to have a bunch of pumpkins coming down. I know in previous things that we've done, like for fall, I've shown photos, and I should have sent you some photos. What was I thinking? But it's so nice to have that welcoming and have that draping down. So get a bunch of pumpkins and don't be afraid of color. It's something obviously with pumpkins that, and I know orange is the traditional color.
Right.
But it's with pumpkins, you can get some of those blush pink ones. There's some of those blue ones out there.
I love the creams and peaches. I know, I love it.
I do too,
I feel like I'm breaking a rule, but no, you're not. There's no rules when it comes to what color pumpkin you have.
I totally agree. And then actually that's one thing I'd like to talk about is the fall colors. You can go a little bit different with it. So then one thing actually, this is from our store, Downtown Curated. This is an elk antler, and we get these from one of our friends' ranch. They have an elk ranch in Bismarck, so it is, you know, pretty local, right?
Yeah, no, that's truly local.
And the way that it actually gets really more white, because they're more brown naturally, is having it outside. So you can put it outside, but then I actually have one in my own home. I love to bring it in though too.
So I would like it inside. I could see it outside. Yeah, it's a huge piece, but this has definitely been the hit. Everybody's like, what about, we have to touch it and look at it.
Real? Can I lift
It's heavy. It is heavy.
But imagine this on your steps. Hopefully somebody doesn't run by and grab it.
Well,
that's true.
And then have a bunch of pumpkins all around it, somewhat like what we have in front here.
I love it.
But just having them kind of draping down almost like a stream.
Okay, so I have a question regarding that because I struggle with pumpkins. I like to get a lot of pumpkins, and then, you know, I'll throw my mums up there. I love this, by the way, which I think you'll talk about. But my question is, so like when you say cascade down, do you start with the big and work towards the small? Do you?
Yeah, thanks Heidi for saying that. Yep, definitely. You start larger and go small. Okay. You can even add in, of course, there's hay bales like everywhere you go, Hornbachers, you name it.
Yes.
And that's a nice way to add different heights. So one of the things I came up with just the other day, I thought, how can people like remember this advice that we're giving today on the show? And I thought of Hulk spelled with a C. And what that is
Hulk
H
with a C.
for height. So you want varying heights.
H for height.
Yep, you can see that right here, even with the pumpkins. Most people know that. They think of vases and, you know, that old rule, which I don't believe in, of the set of 3.
Right.
You know, you always try to get 3 different heights. So just think of Hulk with that height variation, but that goes for everything in your home. It goes for your lamps, it goes for your sofa, it goes for your exterior, you get it. Then with the U, make sure it's usable. So what you're even seeing, and I know we're talking about exterior a little bit, but on the interior here, I wanted to grab items that are everyday. So even though like this pillow up here has lots of beautiful texture and almost has like a harvest feel to it.
It does. I thought.
That's an everyday pillow.
Can I still use it? Can I still put my head on it?
Absolutely.
It's usable then.
It's soft.
Exactly.
It's
and
soft,
then,
you can.
Yeah, and it's not just for fall. It's for every day.
I love
and then
it.
even that blue pillow. But then toss in something that, I mean, and this was $10 at Home Goods. Just toss in something that is really affordable. And I mean, look at all the colors in here.
You are so great at tying it all together, though, because the blue and the creams.
Right.
Love it.
And the rest.
And so Hulk, usable.
Okay.
Yep. And then for L, the levels. So, or layers. Sorry, geez, we already did height. Come on, am I trying to do
same thing?
Like height and levels. No. So layers, make sure you're layering things. So even as you see here, we have lanterns layered with a elk antler, layered with pillows, but just make sure you're getting enough layers in there because that adds the texture and a lot of interest.
Okay, definitely.
And then, and you can do that with some everyday items, you know, as we were talking about.
Perfect.
And then the C, so Hulk spelled with a C, not a, is add in some color. Don't be afraid.
Yes.
And like this beautiful purple grass that actually one of my friends, Jody, told me about. They were at Hornbachers.
Oh,
and
they're beautiful.
Yeah.
This is huge, and I mean,
obsessed. It was $17.
Wow.
Get
Isn't
out.
it amazing?
That's affordable.
Great, yeah, very much
Amazing,
so.
yeah, and they do still have some more. So it looked like Hornbachers Osgood was running out, but this one I got from Cheyenne, and they did still have some at Hornbachers, but they didn't quite look like you know what I mean? Like,
Right,
once
right.
it starts getting picked over, right?
Well, that's height and color, though.
I know,
Wow,
it's
2
so
for 1
And
there.
it's a beautiful color. And again,
And
it's not your
texture.
typical oranges, and, you know, things like that. I love that this is unique colors, you know, different colors than
Exactly.
we would think of, the oranges and, you know, so forth, like in mums
Exactly.
and yellows and whatever.
Yeah,
So,
and nothing's
very
wrong with
cool.
mums. I mean, they're
No,
classic. I mean, they're timeless, right? I mean, well, they kind of have an expiration
Yeah, they
date.
do.
but
I mean, I was gonna
timeless
say,
in the
by
sense
December.
of,
And your pumpkins do too, but oh well.
that's why you get to use color with them.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
you're not stuck with them forever.
And so that really works like inside your Hulk. I like that. That's good. Inside and outside.
Definitely.
I mean, for
It's
sure.
honestly a really quick acronym for anything design related. It like
Yeah.
just kind of clicked in my head. I thought, well, I mean, really, we need height, layers. You need it to be usable, and then it's fun to add in color. You know,
I love it.
And I was thinking, Hulk with a C.
It
You know, my
helps me
brain
remember it.
works.
And I'm going to remember that too. I know, you know, we'll be saying that all day.
Before you go,
See.
how can people get a hold of you or find more of
Yes.
your inspiration pieces?
Yeah, so they can find us on Instagram, Trevor Hill Design. They can go to our website, trevorhilldesign.com, and that's with an ER. You know, people always
Yes,
think
You
Trevor
make everything
ER.
tricky, even your own name.
yeah, it's Hulk with a C, Trevor with an E.
Okay, we got it. Trevor, as always, so much fun when you
Yes,
come in.
Thank you so much. Great ideas.
Stay with us. Coming up on North Dakota Today, PT for our littlest patients. We're talking to a pediatric physical therapist next.